Hi there, Congressman Lloyd Smucker here. We're a quarter way through the year as March is now in the books. Unbelievable, time flies. But at the end of each month, I'm bringing you a monthly rewind with legislative news, news about travels across the districts, and other important updates. And I hope you'll tune in every month, and also would love for you to share this video with your friends and your neighbors. So news in March, President Biden released his fiscal year 2024 budget proposal, which kicks off the formal process for Congress to consider the budget and consider his proposal. Now, first off, it came nearly a month late than is required by statute. But being late is far from the worst thing about the budget. And I want to review some of the top line numbers with you. So first of all, he proposes raising $5 trillion in new taxes. $5 trillion. That's over the next 10 years, in addition to the tax burden we already have. He would take the tax burden to the highest in the history of our nation. And I'm measuring that against our total economic output, which we refer to as GDP, or gross domestic product. But despite raising taxes to those record highs, he also proposes spending even more than that, totaling $82 trillion over a 10-year period, $82 trillion. The massive spending would run more than $1 trillion deficit every year for a decade, which would add $17 trillion over 10 years to the debt, cumulative deficits in the debt. So think about that. President Biden wants to raise taxes to a record level and still wants us to spend $17 trillion more than we're taking in. It is unsustainable, it's fiscally irresponsible, and it has to stop, or there'll be disastrous consequences, I'm afraid. Now, the Biden administration, despite all of this, would have you believe that they're reducing deficits under this budget proposal, which is absurd when you look at the numbers. So if you look at the last two budget proposals from the Biden administration, you'll see that the numbers just don't add up to their claim. And I discussed this recently at a hearing of the Ways and Means Committee with Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. The chart I have here, and I don't know if you can see it, hopefully you can catch it, but this is the next 10 years and compares the 2023 proposal by the president, budget proposal, and 2024. I have directly from the budget these sheets. And what it shows is that this proposal, 2024 compared to 2023, increases deficits further. Year over year. And the orange on here is your new proposal compared to what you were proposing last year. You see some significant difference in the early years, but it never is reduced over the proposals from last year. And on your totals on this sheet, you're proposing over the next 10 years today, $17 trillion in additional deficits and debt. As opposed to 12 months ago, you were proposing $14 trillion total in deficits. Truth is, there's nothing fiscally responsible about the Biden administration. And you can be assured I'm going to continue to work to bring fiscal discipline to Washington. It's critical that we do that.